Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for another channel update, or I guess this would be more of a DIY video. But anyway, we're finally going to address the elephant, or rather the mattress in the room. But before we get into that, the last channel update was really involved, there's a lot going on, and as a result the video looks a little crusty. It's the first time I did anything kind of ambitious involving green screen, so I did the best I could. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't yell at me too much. Anyway, first of all, what is the plan here? Well, in general, houses or apartments in Japan are pretty small. And I wouldn't say my house is small, at least in Japanese standards, but, well, let's just compare. USA Today created an average middle-class house size for each state, except for Vermont, because who cares, I guess? You were the first independent country to join the US, so we don't need your data, you're on your own. That's right, Texas, not you. You weren't the first one, so get over yourself. Oh crap, I did it again. This isn't a history video. Maybe we can do that story another time. Anyway, in the study from USA Today, well, let's just use Michigan as an example, since that's my home state. Could you tell? According to USA Today, the average size of a house in the price range of about $200,000 is 1,560 square feet. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much my house costs, because why? Why would I do that? I'll just say that I am also middle class, and my home here in Japan is about 81 heibe. A heibe is roughly about a square meter, give or take. So, 81 is roughly 872 square feet. So in short, small. And seeing as I'm planning on making some ginger Asians pretty soon. No, not like that. Please, not like that. When they get here, they're going to take up more space, so I'm going to have to conserve what I have. So my plan is to build a Murphy bed in my office, studio, gym, playroom, etc. That way it can also be a guest room. Now you might say, why even get a second bed if you need to save space? Well, the thing is, before my Japanese was good enough to actually breathe and think at the same time, I went to buy a frame for a mattress I already had. And I couldn't read the website well enough, so it came with another mattress. How is that even possible? Wouldn't the price tip you off? Well, in comparison, it was actually pretty cheap. Either that or all the bed frames I looked at had mattresses and I didn't notice it in any of them. The point is, I bought a mattress by accident. We're not going to go into it any more than that. Moving on. The point is, I need to make use of what I already have. So let's do just that. The problem is, there are no companies on this continent that sell Murphy beds for this size. Canada and the US do, but they refuse to ship anything this far. The best I could get was a hardware kit. I'll leave the hardware kit information in the description so you can try to make one too. So I guess we need to design and build it ourselves. Or myself, I guess, since all the clones were murdered. Alright, step 1. Let's measure. There, that's all the info we need. All of that was very, very important. Now, let's get to designing it. Okay, there we go. Now, next we have to actually get the wood. The problem is it's really hard to buy large pieces of wood in Japan. Anything larger than about 182 centimeters, you have to special order. And here's my favorite site. It's called Marutoku. The problem is it's only in Japanese, so get studying. Alright, I put in all the pieces I need. It's pretty expensive, but considering the entire bed would have been about $4,000 shipped from Canada, I think we're going to come out ahead. But a lot of these can be bought locally, so we're just going to take this little list off to the local home center and see what we can get there.
here's the other problem. Not many people in Japan own cars. Now I know me saying that with a parking lot behind me is kind of undercutting my statement, but the point is I don't have a car. So anything I do carry back, I need to carry back by hand. Mostly because that would be a little bit of a pain to carry back on my bike, but we'll have to leave this guy behind and see what we can do by hand.
Well, that was a bust. I was only able to get one thing I needed and some screws and stuff, but oh well, I guess we can just go order the rest of... What? Does that say 27 days? Oh.
2,000 years later.
I'll get it. Alright.
Okay, first step is to stain. Yeah.
So, I realized after I started staining that there were 4 pieces of wood that I forgot to buy, so I really can't finish all this today, but we're going to put some of it together and just try to get something done at least. So I realized I made a mistake. The original plans I had for this were considering American-sized beds, and I obviously have a Japanese bed. So I had to convert all the dimensions, and I made a mistake on one of the conversions. So now this is 1 inch too small. So I have a few options. The first 2 are terrible because they involve cutting and restaining all of that, or throwing this entire thing away. So I think I'm just going to go buy some shims and fill in the extra inch of space. Alright, as you can see, I got the last 2 pieces of wood that I was missing, so before we can continue, I gotta start cutting all this. So, let's go. Okay, so we have a problem here. This is the thickness of my blade. That's the wood. Okay, those last 2 cuts did not go well. So we're gonna have to clean up some edges with the sander. We just do this on the ground. We have to find our little stencils. And maybe I should plug it in first. Okay, finally we have everything here. It's been 3 months of planning this, but let's just put all this together. Let's go. All the brackets and the pivot points and everything added. I'm going to clean up and then put everything in place to attach everything to this. Okay, got everything cleaned up, we're ready to go. I got rid of the rug just because setting up 2 things on one surface to line them up, the rug was just causing a lot of problems. So, sorry for the lack of color, but It'll be back later. Let's go. Okay, now we gotta get the faceplate down, and here's where everything gets a little... The mess up here, this is gonna really make me upset. Okay, finally it looks like a bed at least. But my god, this is heavy. Thankfully these hydraulic hinges over here will take a lot of the weight off of it for me when I'm actually using it. But for now, moving it around alone is going to be a pain. But yeah, whatever. Let's just get to the next step. Sorry about that. I just noticed that the camera battery died, so you didn't miss much. I finished putting in these plates. I have the fabric straps in the corner. These are the bungee straps to hold the mattress in. And I added this little bar here. We're gonna let the camera charge a little bit and then we'll come back and finish. I think for the next part, I'm gonna need a little bit of help. Let's see if my wife's available for a little bit. Okay, so towards the end there we were running into so many problems and it was just not working out, so we just shut it down. The next morning I was able to clear my head and just look at it from another angle. We finally got it going. I know some of you are looking at this little cut here that I didn't have at the beginning of the project. Don't worry, it was just a little one. It's not terrible. It's gonna be okay.
He hurt himself eating Pop-Tarts and cried like a girl.
Sunny, it's super not embarrassing. Anyway, let's look at the result. This little guy. Now this is how it